Hello, everyone. Today, we're talking about a substance that has been quietly infiltrating our food for decades, monosodium glutamate, better known as MSG. This flavor enhancer has sparked controversy, confusion, and a whole lot of debate, which Dr. George R. Schwartz's 1988 book, In Bad Taste, the MSG Syndrome, touches on. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't MSG that thing people say gives them headaches? Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. So, let's unpack this together. Our journey begins in 1908 in the laboratory of a Japanese chemist named Kikunae Ikeda. While experimenting with a type of seaweed called kombu, Dr. Ikeda made a groundbreaking discovery. He isolated the compound responsible for the savory taste dubbed umami that had been used in Japanese cuisine for centuries. He called it monosodium glutamate, and little did he know, he had just laid the foundation for a multi-billion-dollar industry. Fast forward to today, and MSG is everywhere. It's in your canned soups, your fast food burgers, your favorite Chinese takeout. It's hidden under aliases like hydrolyzed vegetable protein and natural flavorings, making it a master of disguise in the world of food labels. But here's where things get interesting. Despite its widespread use, MSG has been at the center of a heated debate about its safety and its impact on our health. Some say it's harmless, while others argue that it can cause a range of symptoms, from mild headaches to more severe reactions like asthma attacks and even heart irregularities. Let's talk about the science for a moment. MSG is a salt of glutamic acid, an amino acid that occurs naturally in many foods. When consumed, it stimulates the taste buds, enhancing the savory flavor of food. But here's the catch. The glutamic acid in MSG is in a free form, meaning it's not bound to other amino acids like it is in natural foods. This free glutamate is absorbed rapidly by the body, potentially leading to a rapid increase in glutamate levels in the blood. Now, some studies suggest that this spike in glutamate can cause adverse reactions in sensitive individuals. Symptoms can range from headaches and flushing to more serious issues like chest pain and difficulty breathing. In fact, a study published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 1968 first brought these concerns to light, describing a series of symptoms that came to be known as the Chinese restaurant syndrome. But here's where it gets even more complicated. The term Chinese restaurant syndrome has been criticized for unfairly stigmatizing Chinese cuisine. The truth is, MSG is used in a wide variety of foods across different cultures, and the symptoms associated with it are not limited to Chinese food. In fact, many people may be consuming MSG without even realizing it, thanks to its many aliases and the lack of clear labeling. So, how prevalent is MSG sensitivity? According to some studies, as much as 30% of the population may experience some form of reaction to MSG. That's a significant number of people who could be unknowingly exposing themselves to a substance that makes them feel unwell. But it's not just about the immediate symptoms. Some researchers have raised concerns about the long-term effects of MSG consumption. There's evidence to suggest that it could be linked to conditions like depression, anxiety, and even neurodegenerative diseases. For instance, psychiatrist Dr. Arthur Kallman identified a link between MSG and depression after observing a patient whose symptoms improved dramatically when she eliminated MSG from her diet. And then there's the issue of children. Studies have shown that children may be even more sensitive to MSG than adults. Symptoms like behavioral problems, stomach cramps, and headaches have been reported, and there's a growing concern about the potential link between MSG and the rise in childhood disorders like ADHD. Now, let's talk about the food industry. The use of MSG is big business. Companies like Ajinomoto, the world's largest producer of MSG, have a vested interest in promoting its use. And while the U.S. Food and Drug Administration classifies MSG as generally recognized as safe, or GRAS, there's a growing movement calling for more transparency in food labeling. Organizations like the Truth in Labeling campaign are advocating for stricter regulations, urging the FDA to require food manufacturers to list the amount of MSG in milligrams on product labels. They argue that consumers have a right to know exactly what they're eating and how much of it. But the debate doesn't end there. Some argue that MSG is just another example of how our modern food system prioritizes convenience and profit over health. As we rely more and more on processed foods, we're exposing ourselves to a cocktail of additives and chemicals, many of which have not been thoroughly tested for long-term effects. So, what can you do if you're concerned about MSG? Well, the first step is awareness. Start reading food labels carefully and look out for the many aliases under which MSG can hide. Consider cooking more meals at home using fresh, whole ingredients. And if you do eat out, don't be afraid to ask questions about the ingredients used in your food. In the end, the MSG debate is a complex one, with no easy answers. But one thing is clear. As consumers, we deserve to be informed and empowered to make choices that are best for our health and well-being. This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book In Bad Taste, the MSG Syndrome by Dr. George R. Schwartz. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.